Attention, please.
Attention. Do I have everybody's attention now? Burn it down!
This is the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Finally, The Rock has come back home.
ScottyVia brings you your new favorite pro wrestling podcast.
There is nothing you could do that is more dangerous than wrestling CM Punk.
He's got the latest in covering all of the major promotions in professional wrestling.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Breaking news and hot topics, he's covering everything from Monday night till Sunday night's main event.
I'm the hottest thing in professional wrestling. I'm Dr. Britt Baker.
And we never forget to go old school.
I was rowdy before rowdy was cool.
From the golden era
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
to the attitude era.
And if you're not down with that, then he's got 2 words for you.
To the revolution.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
And everything in between. This is your pro wrestling podcast. This is In My House.
Give me a hell yeah.
Welcome everyone to the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. ScottyVia, UK Tom, Monday Night Mike. We're all here, and yes, it's not our regular scheduled podcast. UK Tom once again is called an emergency pod after watching SmackDown from last night. Tom, take it away, pal. You called this emergency pod.
No, I don't call an emergency pod in like ever, and then 2 in a month.
Yeah.
So, I think we got to talk Kevin Owens. Like, that hit me hard. He's been one of my favorites for a very long time. And the first thing that went through my head was, how the hell did he have that ladder match and that unsanctioned match with a neck that's basically not connected anymore? Like,
Right?
How did he do that?
He's a superstar. That's how he did it. He's got grit. He's a Canadian. You know, just put your head down and go to work. That's what good Canadians do.
I mean, a Canadian hero? Would you say?
I-
Because you love throwing that around for people I don't see as Canadian heroes.
I would say maybe in the active world right now, Kevin Owens is Canada's second Canadian hero, right behind Sami Zayn. But anyway, this isn't about the great Sami Zayn. This is about Kevin Owens. And so, Tom, you watched it before Mike and I did, and I started the show later than you. So you just said immediately, like, I need your thoughts. And then halfway through the show, it was basically, we need to do a podcast right away.
Yeah,
And-
well, I when I said I needed your thoughts, at that point, I'd only seen Charlotte and Tiffany, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then when the Kevin Owens bombshell got dropped, I was like, we have to record something tomorrow.
Yeah. It sucks, dude. And he came out in the Bret Hart jacket, the Finn Balor t-shirt. And as soon as I saw that,
Fucking loser.
man.
That's a choice. Hey, I'm going away, guys. At least you don't have a chance to lose.
but as soon as I saw that, I was going, ooh, this could be concerning, because I felt like we weren't getting heel WWE wrestler Kevin Owens. And we got Kevin Owens making that announcement. He's got to go have neck surgery, and he doesn't know if and when he'll be back.
I was concerned as soon as Nick Aldis started talking.
Yeah, Nick almost cracked up a little bit there, didn't he?
I was like, oh, obviously when Nick started talking, I wasn't sure who was coming out. And so I was like, oh no, somebody's hurt. And then when it was Kevin Owens, it sucked.
Yeah, it's poor timing, right?
Right before Mania, right before what could be a giant payoff for his storyline with Randy Orton. That it's really, really tough because they had built this for once Kevin and Cody was done. We're getting right back into Kevin and Sammy and Kevin and Randy. And WrestleMania is the ultimate payoff, right? That's where you want to do it. And they've been building such a great storyline with Randy getting so pissed off. He's like, I'm gonna punt your head off your shoulders at WrestleMania. We're
And he
right.
quite literally could have.
Yeah. You could have got your Randy the Ram moment.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it happen to Kevin Owens.
So that leads me to this. Kevin Owens is leaving WWE television to go have surgery done. Do you like the way they did it? Or do you think they should have done something where there was a bit of a payoff, where Kevin got that punt in, whether it was off screen, backstage, in the ring, whatever, to write Kevin off to do it? Do you like the way they did it, or do you think they should have done it within a storyline?
I think Kevin has earned the right to go away any way he wants to. And if that's the way he wanted to do it, then that's fine by me.
It feels like it maybe was the choice, right? Like he's like, I don't think it's worth, because you can pop him back in with Randy when he's healthy, right? Like you can continue that, no issue there, and still get the punt and do all that. But I always like when this is the way it's done. Like it's a good look for the company.
Yeah. I wonder if his neck's that bad that he's immediately gone on the no touch list, and KO didn't want to go out when they couldn't show him getting kicked in the head. If he'd gone out getting kicked in the head, I'm sure he would have been fine with that. But if they just did the thing where they couldn't show it, I imagine that wouldn't be how he wanted to do it.
Now, is there any percentage that this is a work?
Oh,
I initially thought it was, but with how worked up Kevin got with that fan when he was leaving, I don't think so.
I mean, that can make it even better, right?
I don't know. I hope it is. I hope so.
Right. We all hope it is. We hope Kevin is perfectly fine and is just working. I was 50-50 until Randy came out and they didn't touch.
Yeah.
And Randy said what it looked like he's saying, hey, go fix yourself up. That to me, that told me, all right, this is legit, not necessarily a work. But if it was a work and next week Kevin Owens jumps Randy or hits him with a stunner out of nowhere, could you imagine?
Greatest of all time immediately.
I mean, I don't think it is a work. I'd like to get proven wrong, obviously, like you guys are saying, but no. I think the bigger question, like, yeah, it sucks that one of our faves is out hurt. Tom had to call an emergency pod, so
that's right.
Clearly one of his faves.
Oh yeah.
Where does it leave Randy Orton? We're pretty close to Mania, a couple weeks away, and where is this leaving Randy Orton? And you guys had some interesting points, I think.
I have 3 potential ideas in my brain.
Yeah, hit them.
Do they do something crazy and throw him in with Ray Phoenix and have Ray Phoenix go over?
Okay.
Also, or do they give us Ray Phoenix and some sort of crazy RKO? It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Does Randy Orton come out at WrestleMania and be like, it's WrestleMania, I'm not leaving without a fight, and Aleister Black shows up because they're running his vignettes?
Love that.
Even if it's a 10-second Black Mass 1, 2, 3, that'd be kind of cool. Or is it Nick Aldis?
I mean, just because he ate the RKO?
He's eaten it twice.
Yeah.
Out of those 3 options, I would prefer Nick. I would love it to be Nick Aldis, get him in the ring again, which would be great. I've always enjoyed his work. I really enjoyed his match with Cody at All In, the original All In. And he's obviously clearly still in great shape. I would like that. Sure, a return of Aleister Black at WrestleMania would be fucking huge, but then you're splitting the crowd a little bit too, and it's just another night where somebody comes back and takes Randy Orton's heat. So
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily love that. It's possible though. It is possible. Plus it's one of those weird things where I know we're winning and losing doesn't always really matter, but I just didn't want to see, I don't want to see Randy lose at WrestleMania this year. I just don't. If he was, I wanted it to be to Kevin Owens for whatever reason. I don't want it to be a returning superstar. Sure, he could lose to Ray Phoenix and it wouldn't hurt Randy one single bit, and it would get Ray Phoenix over huge. And what you said with like an awesome RKO would be awesome. But I don't know. It just doesn't rub me the right way. I had said last night, and I don't know if it was Tom or Mike had said in the chat that maybe it's Sammy. Does Sammy come back to feel, hey, Canadian hero, Tom, Canadian hero?
I don't want it, but it makes sense.
It does.
Does it though? Because last time we saw Sammy, he was in a hate feud with Kevin Owens again.
Yeah, but it's
they do that, and then they're friends, then they're not, then they are.
So technically, him and Randy should be on the same side.
They should be. Maybe it should be a showcase of WrestleMania main eventers. Just hey, we're WrestleMania main eventers. Let's just have a good match because Kevin can't be here. Let's give the crowd a great show because we both, Randy Orton and Sami Zayn, have main evented WrestleMania. Let's do it for Kev. I think I'd be perfectly fine with that. With Randy Orton and WrestleMania main eventer Sami Zayn would be awesome.
You know who I think it should be?
Who's that?
I think it should be Rusev.
Oh, could you imagine? Tom is not on the Rusev Day bandwagon at all.
I think without vignettes, if he comes out in the way Tom said, right? Like, I'm not leaving WrestleMania without a fight. Rusev hits. That's massive. Also, it doesn't hurt Randy to lose at WrestleMania.
No,
it really doesn't.
I know it doesn't. I thought we were going to get the Randy win at Mania this year, and just to have him lose to a returning guy just rubs me, or a debut guy just doesn't sit well with me. But it's not wrong at the same time too. I totally get why you would say that and think that and feel that. Tom,
I think it could be a good push for Rusev if he comes in and beats Randy.
True, very true. Why do you hate Rusev there, Tom?
I loved his original WWE run, but something about his work in AEW and his reported attitude, it just rubs me the wrong way.
His lack of work in AEW?
Exactly. I'm just not interested. I'm not interested. I'm actually more interested to see Lana than I am Rusev.
Wild.
And for very different reasons than
I hope it's Rusev Day gimmick. I do. Let's get Randy back to being a heel.
Yeah, that'd be
good
great.
Time for it, especially if they're going to push in a feud with Cody, which is kind of like been hinted at. Like, I think you need heel Randy to come back.
Is the crowd going to boo Randy this anymore though? That's the other thing.
They do love singing the song.
Does that? Yeah, they love singing everyone's song.
I'm all for it. I love it.
There's too much singing. There's too much singing
There's
happening in pro wrestling.
I love it.
Strongly disagree with you there, Mike. There is not enough singing.
The Chicago crowd did the UK chanting of the name, like Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, and apparently they did it for Cody after the show as well. So I'm all for it, even if it gets stuck in my head. Exactly, that's exactly it, Tom. That's exactly.
Well, it said they obviously learned from watching. Granted, Chicago, right? Like we knew that crowd was going to be hot, but learn from what you saw overseas. Be engaged, right?
Yeah, let's hope Minnesota
tone down the singing.
I thought you said be gay.
Or that.
I was so confused.
Pretty all-inclusive podcast here. Just be gay.
Amazing. I'm not against Randy Orton heel turn at all. The WWE just lost a massive heel in Kevin Owens for who knows how long. So we need another top heel right now. So
but isn't he getting the same surgery Randy just had? So he's going to be gone for like 2 years.
I don't know if that's what the dirties are saying, then sure. But yeah, that's a very long time. And damn, Kev, get well soon, brother.
Speaking of needing to learn, Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
Holy shit.
What
dude.
happened?
Queen Nepo baby?
Yeah.
What happened?
Mike, you just watched it the most recently. I want your thoughts right now. What did you think happened between Charlotte and Tiffany on SmackDown?
Okay. Remember, was it 2 weeks ago now? I hated the promo with Rhea, Io, and Bianca.
Mhm.
I felt the exact same way. Like I feel this is a detriment to the women's program. I get for what characters they are in the division, but like this is some TikTok like star drama bullshit. Doesn't get me pumped to see them lock up and wrestle. Like you'd almost rather them throw shade over Twitter as opposed to lock up in the ring. Like it was like that level of childish. And it's on the same show where like Naomi and Jade put in work
That was awesome.
to really build a fucking wrestling match. This was just like I guess the WWE is seeing too is just like Charlotte's a big bad heel in the women's division, so that works. Crowd obviously made that clear. Tiffy's over. I am not excited for that match after that promo whatsoever.
Is Charlotte a heel or are wrestling fans just I don't want to see you?
But that makes you a heel.
Not necessarily. If there's a difference,
100%.
there is a difference between heel heat and fuck off heat.
I mean, does it not translate to booze?
Essentially,
but it also
Like,
translates to
in this matchup, we know who the bad guy is.
absolutely. It's very clear that way. But much like in the past, there's been wrestlers that I think they called it go away heat or change the channel heat. Are people tuning out when they see Charlotte on their screen? Are they fast forwarding on Netflix for international audiences? Are they fast forwarding so they don't have to watch it?
Are they doing that
we don't
now
know.
solely because of Charlotte? Because Tiffy eats that too. Maybe they don't want to see either of them. Maybe they don't want to see this fucking match, right?
Yeah.
I didn't.
So here's my thing. If they went off script and all the dirties are saying that they went completely off script with this to the point.
Fuck off.
Well, something that helps that cause or that case is WWE has already edited out the personal jabs from those promos on Netflix, I believe, and on digital.
Yeah, they're gone.
So they're gone. So that helps that case there. If that's the case where they've went off script, according to wrestling lore, this is now the second time Charlotte's really gone off script. She did it a couple years ago with Becky when they did the belt exchange thing. And now this. Is there a situation where you can't trust Charlotte as much anymore? Like, can they trust her to go out there and keep her cool in this match at WrestleMania where Charlotte's getting torn apart by the crowd and Tiffany Stratton's getting all the shine? I don't know. I don't know if I'm the employer, if I would trust that employee right now, because you just showed that you're a hothead last night and you can't keep cool and be the leader because you're the veteran. You can't keep cool in a situation where the crowd's just shitting all over you and your coworker maybe he's taking an extra jab or throwing a receipt in.
Yeah, I have concerns about this match now. At one point, I was like, this is going to be a really good match. But we've said it before on the podcast. If Charlotte doesn't want to go, she's one of the worst wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
If she wants to, she's fantastic. If she doesn't want to, she's awful. And I'm worried that she's going to sandbag this match, which will obviously fuck everything up for everybody.
And then what? Charlotte's off TV again, and we just stop caring about her completely. Like
if she does, she should be fired. Like they don't need her.
I think she's a hell of a hand, and I think she's a hell of a talent. I always have.
Oh, yeah, she can be, but she sabotages one of the main matches at WrestleMania. Then get her out of there.
I think you still know where your bread's buttered and where that paycheck comes. Also, I find a hard time with like, sure, WWE scrubbing that stuff. It seems like the MO, like they let it go live. Because like that's the enticing factor, right? Like you should watch it live.
Yeah.
Like they still want you tuning in live. Like it's great that everything's essentially on demand, but they do want you tuning in live.
Yeah.
It's huge for them. But I don't, in this day and age, especially the Fed, where like you get very little backstage drama news because I just assume there's not a ton of it because they're just not going to fucking put up with it. That bad press is just, it's too much on a company that size. Like it somehow kind of helped AEW to have that bullshit happening, or so they thought, right? So like there's promotions that can use that, but I don't believe those dance partners went out and knew they weren't going to throw those kind of jabs. I don't think Tiffy's that good on the mic to be able to pivot to respond the way you respond. So don't jab at Tiffany, but I still think you're not as fleshed out as a promo as someone who's been there forever.
I agree. The thing I found very interesting during that promo is how much of a car crash it was. If you watch Wade Barrett at the start of the promo, he's very professional. Wade Barrett doing he starts panicking, and you can fucking see that he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. When Charlotte starts getting mad. So I ended up watching more of him than I did of everybody else, just being like, watching him thinking I should do something, but I don't know what to do. What do I do? Somebody help me. And it just fell apart and quickly.
Yeah, I think Charlotte got rattled by the crowd. But I do tend to agree mostly with Mike on this one. I don't think this went as off script as all the dirt sheets are saying. What a great leak that the WWE could put out there to try to build more interest into this storyline. You know, I don't think they went off script as much as it's being led on to believe in perception wise on the internet. I think they knew what they were doing. I do think Charlotte got really rattled by the crowd and it may have went off the rails a bit, but I'm kind of with Mike on this one. I think a lot of those jabs were planned and scripted, and that was the plan. And I think when they got back there, they said, good job, but let's keep it dialed in a little bit and let's do it again next week. The biggest issue I had an issue with is they both dressed the same. What are you guys doing?
Just be gay.
There we go. The only jab that stood out to me as being, I don't know if that one was the Ludwig Kaiser one, because they've never even alluded to that on TV. So that one, I was like, I agree. Maybe she threw that in there.
No, for me, it's they know everyone's on the internet.
They know we know.
There doesn't have to be a thing. They're like, oh, why did she say that? There's no fucker out there who doesn't know that unless you're a kid.
That's true.
Right? Like they're not hiding that presence. Like there's pictures together. They're a couple. This is life. So like they know that the internet is a big part where they don't have to explain a lot of this stuff. They're like, do you have the internet? Yeah. And you're right. Like the dirties saying that, everyone's talking. They're like, good, keep talking WrestleMania. It's not like someone was arrested or there's some like horrible thing that happened.
Or a backstage fight.
Yeah. But I mean, if there was something backstage, sure. I don't think that's the case.
Nah.
Like Charlotte is, I mean, a big part of why that women's division is what it is. Like you have to admit it still. It's a big part of why we are where we are in women's wrestling on like a major televised scale, right? Not to like take anything away from the indies, but I just don't think you go out and know you're not going to throw those kind of jabs to get heat for your match. Like it seems crazy to me to do that so close and risk, like you said, Tom, having someone sandbag a match at the biggest fucking show of the year.
Looking at the other way, then, if they all know that we know that Tiffy's with Ludwig, why didn't they throw Andrade's name out there?
But that's this where I'm saying with your dance partner, it could have been, please don't.
I think it easily could have been a line that was scheduled, because if Mania isn't the blow off for these two, then you've got a mixed tag match coming up later with Charlotte, with whoever she's going to be with, against Ludwig and Tiffany. Not Andrade. He's doing his, although he did tweet support for her Saturday morning, which was nice to see. But you could do that. I mean,
Charlotte and Gunther versus Ludwig and Tiffy.
There you go. There you go.
Not going to happen. This is the blow.
No, not going to happen, but it would be fun.
Right. But I'm just saying there is that possibility, which is, it makes it fun to fantasy book and look into, but just wild to see that and figured out. And I didn't watch all of Wade Barrett, but there's a couple when he would put his hand in and be like, all right, separate. You could tell he's wide-eyed and like, what the fuck is going on?
Panic.
But again, the best part too, get a reaction like that. Wade doesn't need to be in on the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good point.
It's like how JR like to call stuff too, right? Like there's a limit to it where you can a nice real reaction is more important.
Yeah.
But I do believe those women knew what they were doing when they went out for that.
I like it. Before we wrap up here, we got to talk about a favor. We found out what the favor was that Paul Heyman owed to CM Punk last night on SmackDown. And I'll ask you guys, was it underwhelming? The favor is that CM Punk wants Paul Heyman in his corner at WrestleMania and not in the corner of the tribal chief Roman Reigns. That is the favor. Roman did not like it, told Paulie to say no. Heyman said, no, I can't say that, my tribal chief. And, heartbreak on both sides. Do you like this being this giant favor that they've somewhat built up here since War Games? Don't everyone speak up at once?
Was it underwhelming? Yes. Do I like it? Yes. It was, they built it up to be something that it ended up not being. However, it's not what I thought it was going to be, so I like that. It's different. And I thought Roman and Paulie were perfect in that segment.
Oh, I mean, Paulie's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Like, absolutely love it. The thing I do like, if I'm booking Mania now and the future after, Seth is going to win the triple threat at WrestleMania.
Interesting.
Roman and Punk are going to feud until SummerSlam.
With Paulie stuck in the middle of the two?
Of course.
Paul Heyman on a pole match.
Do you think Paul Heyman walks out with either one of them after WrestleMania on Saturday night?
I think if anything, I'd like to see Paulie cost Punk that match.
On purpose or by accident?
On purpose.
Ooh.
Absolutely on purpose. Because CM Punk doesn't need Paulie.
No.
CM Punk's one of the greatest talkers in the fucking business. You don't need Paul. Like, I still think Roman can get use out of Paul.
Yeah.
So I think for the heat in that feud, it helps. Because I think it should be Roman and Punk. That's two huge stars, and I think that's a great booking for SummerSlam. Especially now that SummerSlam is going to be the 2-night event.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I would think that's the way to go. I think the person who should come out on top, though, I think it should be Seth.
I think Seth kind of needs to, and I hadn't thought of it till you just said that.
Yeah, I think especially with like the run of matches with Punk. Like
Yeah.
I think it's time where Seth gets that win, especially over Roman. Like get eaten a chair shot at Mania last year. Here we are. Like I think Seth should get the victory here, and we can propel into Punk and Roman, which I do want to see. I think that's a really good pairing.
It's a great match to main event SummerSlam.
What do you think is in line for Seth if he does win afterwards? What do you do with Seth afterwards?
Gunther.
No, the world heavyweight. So like main event, Jey Uso.
He could get some good matches out of him.
I agree.
Like we can get Seth back in that picture because it's not going to be chasing Cody.
No.
True.
Like
Cody's not going to have the belt.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. Where have you been?
Awful takes. Awful.
I mean,
adrenaline in my soul.
Oh gosh. All right, easy. Too much singing. Too much singing in wrestling.
Too much singing on this podcast.
But also it just
sorry.
You like to say like there's more to the favor, and like that is the favor. Like there is no more. Like the more is what comes after it.
I like the fact that it's that simple of a favor right now, and it's causing this much chaos within Roman and Paul, and just Seth sitting back and watching, and Punk going and Punk fighting for his friend. He just wants his friend beside him, and we've seen the videos online the last few weeks of Paul Heyman talking to CM Punk years ago in Punk's first run that said, "One day I will walk beside you as you walk down to the ring to main event WrestleMania. I hope they bring that back on WWE TV. I hope Punk brings that back to say, we talked about this. The whole world saw us talking about this. I now have the opportunity to make that happen. I'm in the main event of WrestleMania. I want my best friend beside me. I've always taken care of my friends, and you've done so much for me, and I've done so much for you. Let's pay it off. Let's finish our story, whatever you want to call it.
It's not that.
Yeah, I know, because nothing could top last year, WrestleMania 40. So nothing. But
yeah, WrestleMania 39.
Agreed.
No, that's in the past. It's way in the past. No one even.
So is WrestleMania 40.
One of the worst WrestleManias of all
here.
time. One of the worst.
I don't know.
The best.
Yeah,
but
some would say,
except WrestleMania 17.
I've kind of blocked it out, to be honest with you. But well, Sunday night anyway. Love Saturday night where Sammy main evented. But I think that the simpleness of it and that feelings are involved are great because everyone can kind of relate to it. It works well for this program. And I'm not going to lie, hadn't thought about it either until Mike said it. Seth could and probably should win this match and say, I beat both of you motherfuckers in the main event of WrestleMania. I'm the guy now. I'm the one. And go from there wherever you may. So wild stuff. What a 3-hour SmackDown last night.
It's the first time since they extended it that I've enjoyed the whole show.
Agreed.
Ray
you
Phoenix,
watched 3 hours of it?
Oh yeah.
What was your watch time, Mike?
Oh, 17 minutes.
Ray Phoenix's debut was great, even though Nathan Fraser was the one botching, which took me by surprise.
You know what? It showed what Ray is possible. Like I don't think the buildup was as big as Penta's. Like Ray came in like,
no,
you're not getting the crowd behind you like Penta was. But fuck, do I want to see Penta and Ray at Mania?
That needs to happen.
Like that's a match where they're just like, you two do what you do. We just want to see you two do what you do against each other.
Like I said in the group chat yesterday, I know he's just debuted, but there's two things I want from Ray Phoenix in WWE. Ray versus Penta at WrestleMania. And for the first ever pay-per-view in Mexico, I want the main event to be the Luchas versus the Usos for some sort of title.
I would love that.
I worry about like the Usos working against them with that style, but because of like tag team legacy, I get it. Like I get why you'd pick the Usos.
Just want to see that match.
But
or the Viking Raiders.
The Motor City Machine Guns, I think, would be my pick.
I don't think that WWE are going to put them in a pay-per-view main event.
Guys, you're missing the obvious. You're missing the obvious tag team to main event against the Lucha Bros.
LWO.
What? No, God, no. No. Talking the New Day. It's got to be the New Day.
Why?
Because one, New Day rocks. Two,
New Day.
they're heels right now, which I think they could ramp that up and get even better and be bigger heels.
But
you've been saying this since the promo of them starting to turn heel. This is not ramping up.
But Xavier Woods can't wrestle.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all.
Do not put him in a pay-per-view main event ever.
He's earned it. He's
no.
more than earned it.
No.
And I think both of those guys, Kofi and Xavier Woods, could be the dastardly heels, but I also truly think that they could keep up with the Lucha Bros and sell like crazy for them.
I think Kofi could.
Look, Kofi can't even. He doesn't even have a chest. I'm worried about Kofi Kingston.
Big E needs to donate some chest to Kofi.
Holy, he's got to do something because wow. But I think that's it. I think that's the match is the Lucha Bros versus the New Day. To me, that's the match. I do love the Lucha Bros versus the Usos. Motor City Machine Guns would be fucking amazing too.
That would be fantastic.
I don't think there's any wrong answers there, kind of thing. So I'd love to see it. Ray Phoenix's debut, I enjoyed it. One thing that threw me off was during his entrance when they said coming and weighing at 192 pounds. I'm like, Jesus, this guy's tiny. Tiny. Don't say his weight. Look, it caught me off guard a little bit.
I thought it was a good debut. Maybe not as strong as Penta, like Mike says, but it'll get there. The crowd will get behind him.
Yep.
Hey, How about on Tuesday we talk about some local pro wrestling with Reaper?
Yeah, I'm down.
That'll be good. We'll see what we can say about them. I'm looking forward to that show in May. So
I'm
and
excited
CWE
about
in May.
CWE is in May. Reaper Wrestling is in May. Ringside Wrestling just had their show this past weekend, and it looked like a great crowd. I got some great messages about it being a really fun show. So local wrestling is alive and well in our area. If it's alive and well in your area too, get out and support and buy some merch from some pro wrestlers. Help them out. But yeah, we'll chat about more of that on our next episode at the regularly scheduled time. Well, I'm sure we'll recap a little bit of Raw. AEW Dynasty is this weekend, so check that out. If you're watching that, let us know your picks. Hit us up on the socials at In My House Pod. They've got a nice little stack card. Guys, do you think Megan Bain comes out as the new women's champion in AEW this weekend?
Love to see it.
I think they go to a fucked finish tonight, and then she gets the title at the next pay-per-view.
Interesting. I'm just going to say she's going to beat Toni Storm clean and be your new AEW women's champion. Because I love her so much.
She is fantastic.
Yeah. Agreed. She is fantastic.
I'm watching MLW Battle Riot this evening, so feel free to tweet about it with me on Twitter. Well, where else would you tweet about it, dumbass? But,
Blue Sky.
I still don't know what that is.
We're on it at In My House Pod. We're on Blue Sky too. Hit us up on all the socials.
I know we're on YouTube, and I know what that is.
And also,
we love
In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast faithful. Thank you for the engagement on the YouTube video that went up this past week.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
And greatly appreciated. And fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, keep it where we like it. I'm with you there.
We don't want to end positive now, would we? We're a negative podcast. So
that's right. You. Like every other wrestling fan, they can do it. Why can't we?
On that note, bye.
Welcome to my